Hello, my name is Robert Coster, and today I will be discussing how to handle conflict and how to solve conflict. Handling conflict is something that can be a really big struggle for some people. Whether you're looking for it or not, sometimes conflict is just bound to happen. Anne Lohr, an author of the Huffington Post, describes conflict as when one person's desires differ from those of another person. Although this is pretty simple, the intense emotions that are often evoked through conflict make it seem like a much bigger deal than it really is. TKI is a tool that's used to determine how someone would behave when put into a conflict situation. According to TKI, there are 5 conflict handling styles that you should use. The first of these styles, and in my opinion the worst, is competing. This is when you try and satisfy your own personal concerns regardless of the other people or person involved in the conflict. The next of these styles is collaborating. This is when you work together to find a solution that'll satisfy all concerns. Third is compromising. This compromising only partially satisfies each concern. When you compromise, there's neither a loser nor a winner. Fourth is avoiding, and this is simply what it sounds like. You try and avoid the conflict and you don't want to resolve it in any way. Lastly is accommodation. This means that you're willing to take the loss on whatever it is you're in conflict about just to please the other people. If you have the tough task of resolving conflict, then there are a few things according to mediate.com which you should do in order to solve it fairly and quickly. Firstly, they say you must ask yourself what it is you don't know yet. This simply means that you need to remember that each person's got their own side to the story. It's important to talk to each person and hear what they have to say before jumping to any conclusions. Secondly, mediate.com says, make a distinction between the problem and the person. This one means you don't want to blame others for the issue, even if it is their fault. You just want to try and work together to solve it as a team, peacefully, without any more conflict. Third is be straightforward, clear, and concrete in your communication. After talking to everyone involved in the conflict, you can do this step. You have to clearly state what you've heard, seen, and experienced by talking to all of them, and how that has influenced your opinion. The fourth thing is to maintain contact with your counterpart. Your counterpart is the other person or people involved in the conflict. It's important to maintain contact with them because when communication is broken, the conflict will often escalate again. The last thing you need to do is make it easy for your counterpart to be constructive. You want to avoid blaming them for the issue. This may only trigger them and would probably just reignite the conflict. I hope you were able to find these helpful, and I hope that in the future you're able to help solve conflicts.